What do you make of this achievement, and of course, in the game that had several players making a debut at the AFCON, of course, and yesterday? I mean, what stood out for you?
In favor, I would start off by saying it's an impressive outing for the Super Eagles, right? Although I think I would also add I'm not particularly surprised. I don't know if I made a prediction while you were the one anchoring that day, but I've constantly repeated one thing. I did expect Nigeria to top this group easily. I said it and I said it over and over again. I didn't see Tunisia being a stumbling block to that achievement. What I'm particularly surprised about is the performance on the pitch of play, right? I think this is the best football we've seen of the Eric Shell era. He's done so great since he started with the Super Eagles in January, but we have to also say that the performance might not have been as, do I call it, it's not been the kind that really gives you hope that, okay, something might come. But what we've seen at this AFCON has been pretty different. And I kind of see there's been a shift from what we saw at the World Cup qualifiers, whereby the team was over-reliant on Victor Osimhen. This time around, we scored 8 goals in this group stage, and Osimhen has just one of those 8 goals. It's a performance that promises more for the Super Eagles. But personally, and like I said, I did expect them to do this in the group stage. The performance, not what I expected, but the results, what I expected. The 9 points, what I expected. And for me, favor, the tournament for Nigeria just started, right? The group stage, I like I said, overlooked it, expected 9 points. We've done what I expected us to do. Now, I am about to see what we do against other nations, the heavyweights in this competition. Now, of course, I think this particular AFCON has the peculiarity of not so much underdog stories, right? The last AFCON was so filled with that, the rounds and rounds of underdogs pulling their weight and trying to show the world the metal that Africa is made of. This AFCON has been about heavyweights, and it simply means we are going into the round of 16 and the latter stages of the competition with the best of Africa. Favor, our competition, in my opinion, just started. All
right, big statement there from Jidechi. Let me come now to the studio and talk to Damiloju. Damiloju, we saw Paul Onuachu.
Yeah.
Victor Osimhen being the captain of the game. We saw Fisayo Dele Bashiru, yes. Raphael Onyedika, and a lot of persons are saying, hey, I mean, indeed he's the captain, but Raphael is giving him a run for his money. But which of these formations do you prefer? Which of these setup do you prefer? What you saw against Uganda or what you saw against Tunisia?
Interesting thoughts. First of all, let me just give you a huge shout out to Jidechi. We were on the show last week, and then I felt that we were going to drop points against Tunisia, and he said that we're going to top this group conveniently.
So Jidechi.
So shout out to you. You should have not called my name when you were saying you were insisting that Nigeria were going to do well, and some people were not so confident. But yeah, Super Eagles, 9 points. I didn't expect it. Now to answer Favor's question. First of all, one of the credits I must give Eric Shell is that tweaking of the formation in the first 2 games to play Diamond absolutely unlocked something different for Ademola Lookman. And that's why going into round 3, he had the highest goal contributions of any player, 2 goals and 2 assists. I like what I saw yesterday because I have been clamoring for Raphael Onyedika to have action at this tournament. Even when there was a substitution in
even though the qualifiers or something.
Yes, he wasn't as present as some of us wanted him to be, and then he showed yesterday he's a combative midfielder. He's also showing us that attacking verve. For his club side, he scores goals, he assists. The players I think that absolutely did well yesterday, the likes of Ryan Alabiosio, Onyedika, Paul Onuachu missed a chance, but he was able to rectify that on his own. So if I'm going to say going forward for the rest of the tournament, I will still prefer that 4-3-1-2 diamond formation because I expect the likes of Lookman, Iwobi, and Ndidi to be back in the squad. But I like the fact that even when we rotated, we were able to get a good performance from our French players.
All right, that's from Damiloju. Let's now go straight to a man in Fez who witnessed the action, backroom discussion, of course, celebration. Talking about Udoka Njoku. Udoka, good afternoon to you. Welcome to In the Game. I must say, it probably will be celebrations, around Fez, but tell us what's the mood like in Fez? How are Nigerians reacting to this qualification to the round of 16, not dropping points?
So yes, thank you very much for having me. If you can hear me, we've been on a long journey for about 2 hours now. We're still heading to our destination. But the city of Fez is excited. The Moroccans, the Nigerians there are very happy with what we saw yesterday between Nigeria and Uganda. And it promises to be, like, of course, what Jidechi said, the tournament just started for Nigeria. But for the team yesterday, we saw a performance that we had not seen in a long time, especially from the new players. 8 changes made in that game, and the new boys really gave a good account of themselves. Yes, we were expecting to see players like Chidieze in action, but it didn't happen for him because of an injury. He was not also in training this morning when we went to the Super Eagles media party. He was not in training. But of course, I'm looking forward to the round of 16. The Super Eagles are looking forward to more exciting performances, and the fans as well are not disappointed, and they are believing that Nigeria can actually go all the way. So believe me, the city of Fez celebrating the Super Eagles of Nigeria. There was a party from the Super Eagles hotel, but of course the media was not allowed to cover. They did celebrate that win stage of the tournament.
All right, Jidechi, what does this 9 points or the wonderful performance so far be for the team? Should we start raising our hopes high that the trophy would come back to Nigeria? Because that's what I'm getting from the street.
Yes, Favor. I mean, expectedly, when you see your team play beautiful football, there's always that expectation and hope that there is more to come, right? But I think I'm not going to be like every other fan. I'm not going to react the same way. I would choose to stick with what I've thought from the beginning of the tournament, which is toned down expectations. Let's not forget that about a month ago, this team handed us a very disastrous heartbreak, and they can be that team anytime in the day, right? It's not changed. It's still the same team. So tone down expectation, I think, Nigerians, because if you look at Nigeria's path to the final, we have something somewhat of deja vu waiting in line to the final, and it's particularly in the stage of the competition that I think we are going to suffer the most. The quarterfinal stages, should Nigeria make it past the round of 16, we would be facing either of Algeria that did prevent us from getting into the, I can't remember, I think the 2019
that was 2019 AFCON.
Final.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. 2019 AFCON final, we get to meet either of Algeria or we get to meet DR Congo that just prevented us from qualifying for the World Cup. So again, and already I had a quarterfinal prediction for the Super Eagles. Now, here is what I think, right, Favor? I didn't come into this AFCON expecting us to win it as much as we are one of the favorites, as much as we have the quality. I do not see us not winning it as a failure. What I do see, what I do hope is that we take what it is we are seeing now as a means to develop this team for the future. I'm all out for a new Super Eagles, Favor. I'm all out for giving Eric Shell a longer time of contract so that he can develop this team.
All right.
We can see what this man has done with the team in the past couple of months. I do think more than winning this competition, we should be planning for years to come. And my mind is set on the 2027 AFCON. If we don't succeed at this one, I do not see us not succeeding at 2027 if we maintain this team and this manager. This is a squad for the future. Everything doesn't have to be about now.
All right, Damiloju, let's take a look at the round of the 16 teams that have qualified to the round of 16, or the teams that have qualified so far. We have interesting teams: Nigeria, Algeria, Benin Republic, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, DR Congo, Egypt, Ivory Coast, Mali, Morocco, Mozambique, Senegal, South Africa, Sudan, Tanzania, Tunisia. Also, let's look at the teams that might likely face each other in the round of 16. If we have that already, we know that Nigeria is still waiting for either Mozambique, the teams that they could also play in the round of 16. Some teams have already known who they will play when it comes to the round of 16. All right, January 3rd, Mali. I think that's would be corrected. Well, we'll go back to it shortly. But that's the teams we'll be facing. Yeah. But just like Jidechi said, Algeria is waiting. Should we go past the round of 16? But all die or die. That's what some people say in this part of the world. I mean, if you want to be the best, you beat the best to be the best. Yeah. So going ahead the round of 16, what do you think that Nigeria can do to keep this momentum and get the results?
Very first thing, we need to stop conceding goals. I know we are the highest goal scorers at the tournament as we speak right now. 8 goals, but we've conceded 4. We've not been able to keep a single clean sheet. And looking at the teams that we played against, that is not good enough. You said if we get past the round of 16, Algeria is waiting. That means you believe that Algeria will beat Congo.
Exactly. That's if Algeria wins their game.
Against Congo.
So it could be Congo, Congo or Algeria.
And I completely agree with Jidechi. Maybe I'm learning from my mistake of last week. I completely agree with him that path that we have, and then potentially, even if we get past the quarterfinals, it could be South Africa or Morocco. It's going to be a long road to the final. So Nigerians that are saying, oh, we want to go one better than we did last year, let's take it one game at a time. We don't know who we're going to play in round of 16. It could be Ivory Coast. It could be Mozambique. It could be Cameroon. We have history with Ivory Coast and Cameroon for different reasons. But I think defensively, we need to be a lot more compact and solid if we're going to make a deep run in this tournament.